instant Browns classic.
Hey, whatever it is, hey, that's what this game's about. Let's go!
The Cleveland Browns are America's team.
And it's all over! The Browns are winners today!
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Jacob checking in here with a quick hitting Barking Browns episode. I'm going to be solo. I told you guys on Sunday that we're going to start trying to do some more videos and more content on this channel. So I'm really glad you decided to join me today. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the YouTube. We're going to get the podcast audio side back up and rolling for people that prefer that here shortly. But I wanted to check in today just and talk about Isaiah Bond. After the Browns give him a fully guaranteed deal. Some people are very upset about that aspect of it, which does seem a little bit weird, but it's only $3 million, so it's not like they're tethered to him and they can't make a move. If he sucks, they can move on, right? Like, this is a very low risk, high reward situation. A guy that, you know, everybody knows I do the draft for the OBR over there, so he's a guy that going into the season, so this is the way I will launch right into it, because these episodes are just going to be quick hitters about one topic, and especially if there's like breaking news. And I just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys about, you know, I studied Isaiah Bond all season and whatnot. So going into the year, he plays his first 2 years at Alabama, and here in a second I'm going to bring up like the PFF stats and we'll go over some of that stuff. But he plays the first 2 years at Alabama, ends up transferring to Texas for the 2024 season last year. And he was a breakout candidate. Like, going into the season, everybody expected, like, hey, he's going into this Steve Sarkisian offense in Texas with Quinn Ewers. They like to get vertical. They love the big play. Like, and the thing that he has in spades is speed and explosiveness. Like, he has a great top speed. He gets to that top speed like that. He is a true vertical big play threat, right? And so they think he's going to. I had him. I think preseason, my summer scouting rankings going. For some reason I didn't keep my summer scouting rankings from last year, so I can't tell you for sure. But I believe I had him either third or fourth at wide receiver. Like, I had him in the top 5 going into the season in terms of wide receiver prospects for this past draft in 2025. And so I was really expecting big things, and he kind of came up short of that. He got overshadowed by Matthew Golden, who eventually goes into the first round. And of course, he goes undrafted because there is the sexual assault allegations that come out literally 10 days before the draft. So it was like, nobody's going to touch them because they didn't have time to get information, things like that. I'm not here to talk about any of that stuff. I just am here to talk about the prospect. Is it exhausting that we have to talk about prospects that have this stuff all the time with the Browns? Yes, it is, but we're not going to talk about that. So anyway, Isaiah Bond, he never really put it all together last year, but the talent is absolutely there. So let's look at the numbers. I got some PFF stats here pulled up for you. So let's look at these first. Tell the kind of story. He's a little undersized, 5'11", 180 pounds. And that is exactly, I got his combine weigh at his combine, 5'11", 180, 30.5-inch arms, 8.5-inch hands. That's what he measured in at the combine. And you can see here, this is last year. You can see, I thought he had a really great start. This Michigan game, you see, graded out of 68.7. I thought he was really good against Michigan. He looked like a much more developed, better route runner, and like was creating just a lot of separation in that first couple of months. And then you start seeing it drops off. Has a good game here against Florida. He does get hurt, miss some time. I will make that clear that there was an injury, but you see down the stretch, he just kind of fell off. So it's not all. It's one of those things where we have seen him be productive. We've seen the flashes. We know what he can be, but he was a borderline top 100 player because he has not put it all together. And it was kind of a disappointing season based on what we thought. But there's a lot of talent. There is plenty of talent there. If you were begging the Browns to find a way to get more more vertical, more dangerous, I guess. Finding more speed and be more dangerous vertically in big play opportunities. This is the kind of guy I wanted them to draft. Like this is the kind of wide receiver with the speed. He runs a 4.39 at the combine, which was kind of weird because he said he was going to break the record coming into it, which is a 4.21, and then he runs a 4.39. But still, 4.39, very fast. He is very fast, really explosive, gets up to that top speed, and those are things that the Browns need to add. So if we look down here overall, here's the down here at the bottom, the season grades overall for him from PFF. Last year, he had a 68.9 after a 76.3 overall at Alabama in 2023. And so you can see here that here's the raw stats. He had 540 yards last year. The year before, he had 671. He did have nearly 16 yards per reception this year and 5 touchdowns, 13.7 last year. Didn't play a ton, only got 17 receptions as a freshman here. But one thing I find very interesting is if you come over here to the pass snaps, you see his second year in Alabama, his most productive year when he had 671 yards. He played 202 snaps in the slot, which was 58.6%. He's undersized. There's a good chance that the Browns will have to play him in the slot as a result. But you'll see then this year, he only played 72 snaps in the slot, 245 snaps out wide. So 76% came out wide. But overall, with all 3 years at average together, he was in the slot 41% of the time and 57.89% of the time he was out wide. So he's got experience being productive both in the slot and outside. I think Jamari Thrash has been fantastic in the slot, but you need more than one guy that can create. And you see here back-to-back years over 200 yards after a catch, and this year especially 8 yards after catch. That's where a lot of this stuff is coming for me. Is, hey, you've got a guy that is super explosive, but he's also creative, right? We've talked about this a lot with Kevin Stefanski being able to scheme open wide receivers. Isaiah Bond's the kind of guy that if you scheme him open, he's got the athleticism, he's got the speed to create extra yards after the catch. So you say to me, okay, you said that he was a top 100 guy for you. So what are some of the issues? He does not play through contact well. If you get up in his face, you get physical at the catch point. The contested catches are not good. He had like 27% conversion rate on contested catches last year. When you're trying to be physical with him, he's going to lose that battle at 180 pounds. I'd like to see him get a little bit bigger, maybe with that 5'11" frame, but maybe a little bit of strength it needs to be added there, because in those situations, his play strength to fend off physical defenders, it's just not very good. Which a lot of times you're going to see with these guys at 180, but he gets away with it a lot because of that speed and athleticism. Because that speed and athleticism is elite. Like it is. He's absolutely got elite speed and elite explosiveness. Like that's why even though he didn't put it all together and he never had like over 800 yards or 1,000 yards in 3 years in college, he was still a borderline top 100 pick for a lot of people. The catch rate is kind of limited because of the size. So he doesn't have this crazy catch radius. And like I said, part of it is the physicality aspect, but like the contested catches, he's not going to make a lot of those. But that's not really, especially in Cleveland, that's not what they need. Like, they've got Cedric Tillman, they've got Harold Vanden, they've got these other guys that are big physical wide receivers. In contested catch situations, especially Njoku and Harold Vanden and stuff, like they don't. That's not what Isaiah Bond's here. He's more of a post go route, or you hit him in a slant, you hit him in stride, and you allow him to create after catch because of his acceleration. And so what also comes a knock that I had on him was the run blocking, which is something that you would probably expect with somebody that is at his size and weight, and but let me see. What else do I have on notes on him? Yeah, so I think he will need some time, obviously, to catch up. I'm sure he'll be in practice with the Browns this week, and he'll get caught up. But, adds an interesting element. We've talked about this wide receiver room and what the Browns didn't do. The wide receiver room has actually impressed me quite a bit in the preseason and training camp. It's looked better than I expected it to. But this is the kind of guy and kind of prospect that I think fans were clamoring for. And I know it comes with some off the field baggage. And I know there's some rumors of some locker room issues when he was at Alabama. But, in terms of talent, I don't think he ever has what it needs. I don't think he'll ever be a number one wide receiver, but he could be a really nice piece in a rotation because he just has elite speed. You can't teach what he has physically when it comes to speed and explosiveness. And I know that's all I'm saying over and over again, but those are the facts. That's where it is. And so so here was an interesting thing. So he was a state champion runner at Georgia. 10.5 won 100-meter dash is insane. He ran a 200-meter dash in 21.19 seconds. Like, it's as good as it gets when it comes to that. So some people ask me, like, is he an Anthony Schwartz? No, because he's got reliable hands. In his career, because people are like, oh, really, really fast. He had 6 drops in his career, 2 drops per season, which was a 5.7%. So his first year, it inflates it a little bit because it was 10.5 because he didn't have a ton of receptions. But yeah, you're looking at a guy that dropped 2 passes last year. What was his targets? 2 drops last year on 56 targets and 2 drops in 2023 on 75 targets. So he's a reliable pass catcher in that sense. So it's not just drafting a track star like they did with Anthony Schwartz. I think that's important to point out. But it is important to also point out that he's just got a ways to go before he is a complete wide receiver. Some of the route running needs cleaned up and some things like that. But he can be impactful right away because he has that speed. Like, if you want to put him out there a handful of plays a game, even if it's just to draw safety attention away from Jerry Jeudy over the top, because you're like, man, I just can't let Isaiah Bond fly by me. I think that's what he can do. So that's it for today. Just a quick hitter. Like I said, we're going to do some of these 10 to 15 minute episodes here and there as we have some stuff that we just want to talk about. We just want to create more content and have some more fun. I won't always be solo. Nick and Casey will be with me from time to time, but we'll keep our live show and we'll keep you updated on everything. So we appreciate you guys so much. I think we're going to do a giveaway at 1,500 subs. We're at a little over 1,200 subs right now. So please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you guys again next time. As always, go Browns.